All right, what's going on, everyone? My name is Aaron Davis, and I am representing the Southend Youth Theater. This video is for those who are interested in having their child or student participate in the Southend Youth Theater. I am the director of this ministry called Aletheia Legacy, and Aletheia is a 501c3 nonprofit that exists to equip creatives for the kingdom. So, part of what we do is we work with different churches and schools, and we want more Christians involved in the creative arts. And one of those ventures that we started a few years ago is called the Southend Youth Theater. I personally am a South End boy, and so bringing theater to the South End of Louisville, especially for those students, might not have access to being a part of a production or learning the art of theater, or even just having an opportunity to build up their confidence, public speaking abilities, working in community. This is for them. And so this is going to be a video that is just really going to help people understand this upcoming semester and what we're expecting. I'm going to walk through our handbook, talk a little bit about how to access everything, auditions, website information, scholarship opportunities, financial aid, all of those things. And maybe you'll even get a chance to learn a little bit more about our ministry of Aletheia Legacy. So I'm sitting here in my car. We actually had an in-person meeting last night over at Valley View. Valley View is a partner of ours, Southend Youth Theater. Sometimes it gets a little bit confusing. Uh, the theater is not necessarily just a ministry from Valley View, but more of a partnership with our ministry to be able to see this through. So we have called Valley View home now for a few years and have a great relationship with them over there. And yeah, we have our upcoming production called Mary Poppins. You might have heard of her. Mary Poppins Juniors is going to be an awesome one act production that's great for kind of that younger age. Really, anyone within school. We're open up from first grade all the way up to 12th grade. And so, as stated, my whole job today is just to make uh, to tell you a little bit more about this upcoming production and everything that you might need to know. So, I'm going to walk through our website. I'm going to walk through our handbook. And of course, if there are any questions, you can always send us a message, email us at info@alethealegacy.com, and we'd be more than happy to assist you. But if you did miss that in-person meeting, this video is for you. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen here. And what this is going to take us to is on our website, alethealegacy.com/SEYT. SEYT, South End Youth Theater. Uh, this is pretty much everything that you need on this page of our website. If you get lost, you can't find it, you'll find it under the Productions and Events tab. But once you get on the page, scroll down a little bit, you'll see immediately the big three things that you need to see. And you got registration, handbook, and audition scripts. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to first just go over this page, and we're then going to transition over into the handbook because you might just get exactly what you need just from the beginning of this video, and you don't necessarily need to go through all of the handbook. So I'm going to kind of go through everything, read through it just to make sure that everyone properly understands, maybe talk a little bit about it depending on if it might be a confusing topic or whatnot. So our community theater is in Louisville, Kentucky, and it's for the youth in this area, and specifically the South End. We open up our ages from 5 years up to 18. This is not just one production, but a community theater in which we are constantly growing. Actually, if you understand our beginning roots, we went a whole semester where we just trained and taught theater for students of all ages. And so now we have established an awesome, excellent group. But we don't have to end here where we've just been doing two productions a year. Depending on the leadership team and the parents who are supporting, we are interested in continuing to grow our ministry at the South End. But this ministry is led by LAT Legacy, as stated. Our whole desire is to create beauty, engage culture, inspire the world through creative discipleship. And so, as you see here, if the only thing that you need, you don't even need to hear everything else. You were either at the meeting last night or you know how this goes. The registration tab is going to take you to everything that you need. So I'm going to come back to this page. I'm going to go ahead and select register. And so whenever I do that, it takes me to another page where basically I have three options. My three options are paying in person, which is through cash or check, paying online, or having monthly payments. But no matter what, you need to be able to register. Registration is due January 31st. And we'd like to have all of our auditions on that by that date as well. So if I go to that tab, if I want to do an online registration, I can pay in full. There is about a $10 fee. If I'm going to do this online, we can't control that. That's just the website. And so they take a portion of it. If you are not able to pay everything in full, you can jump over to the monthly registration side over here, and that allows you to pay within 4 months. But then if you're interested in just paying cash or check, then we're going to still ask you to register through our website. But then by the time we have our first practice, which is February 10th, I believe, then you can just bring your cash or check. But be sure to fill in this registration form. Just has everything that we need to know, parent information, photo release, all that type of stuff. Everything is going to be on our register page. Okay, so going back on this website, I'm not going to necessarily go through everything that you're going to see, but if you want, you can explore a little bit. So obviously, we have our upcoming productions. This goes through the dates, and I'll be able to walk through them in just a second. Though you scroll down, have great pictures from the previous. If you're curious as to why theater, we have a couple of a little bit of information as to why we would encourage you to consider your child for participating in theater. And even if you're interested in seeing some of our past productions, we're still working on getting Best Christmas Pageant Ever up for video, but you can go through and see our Narnia production. You can actually watch it. Alice in Wonderland, same, and even a homemade story that we created in our first season, The Tales We Tell. But basically, this whole page has everything that you need. So I'm going to go back to these important dates whenever we're done with the handbook, just as a re-emphasis on everything that you need. But let's go ahead and switch on over and cover everything that we need to know through our handbook. Now, the handbook is just really a guide for us to be able to properly convey our message, our intent, our mission, everything that you need to know up front. Sometimes people hear and see different things, and we just try to have this as our helpful guide to be able to walk through all of the information that Southend Youth Theater does and can help you with the semester. So some things I'm going to kind of skip through, but in general, we have a few goals in which we want to accomplish our theater group with. First and foremost, we want to develop the students in theater arts performance skills and to perform or to prepare them for our spring production. So, as we're working with students, yes, we are trying to have a production. Obviously, it's good to have a common goal and project that we're working towards. But we understand that many of our students, this is their very first time. This is new for them. They are not professionals. This is something that them or their families want them to be able to grow and develop with. And so, as we have a product or I guess a production that we're trying to work towards, ultimately we're after their heart and wanting to shape and grow and teach them during this entire process. So out of that, we help the students grow into leaders that will implement our vision and mission. We call this creative discipleship. And if you want more on that, you can go through our Lathia Legacy page and hear a little bit more about our mission and what we're after. Another goal is to continue to advance our program to provide more opportunities for students to create, engage, and inspire. We work with schools, we work with churches. Productions are going around all the time. As I speak, I have another group that I'm working with that is currently practicing and getting ready for a production that's not Southend Youth Theater. Uh, we need more opportunities. We need more opportunities to have these kids to be able to engage their creative calling. And so we want to provide that platform and that opportunity for them. And lastly, do we wish to open up new, unique positions to students interested in being exposed to theater? Um, in the past, we have done different things such as writing our own story, puppeteering. We had a giant puppet for Aslan when we did The Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe, set design, backstage tech, stagehands, ensemble. We understand that not everyone fits the same spot or same role. And so one of the goals in which we try to create is try to find always new opportunities to be able to expose these children to theater. So in general, our classes will take place every Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m. at Valley View. That has been a thing for the last few years, and I don't know if you'll find another place around doing theater, that's really just practicing once a week. We understand that there's a number of other things going on, especially spring. There's spring ball, baseball, softball. There's just other activities. A lot of our kids are attending church on Wednesdays, and so to kind of keep it condensed, right now we just are meeting on Tuesdays. Now that will change during the week of the show, which is one of the last weeks of April. But in general, we'll meet every Tuesday from 4 to 6. Now, we will add additional coaching to specific children that maybe it's a choreography, maybe it's a big part, but we are going to be offering up additional coaching that will be taking place a little bit after 6. All that would be within communication with the parents and the families, and you'd be notified up front if this would pertain to you. But in general, Tuesdays 4 to 6, if you can commit to that, then you can be a part of the South End Youth Theater. Classes will officially begin Tuesday, February 10th. So I'll go through registration because there's some January dates there, but officially we will start February 10th. That's when hopefully we do our first read through there. We're going to be introduced to the songs, the story of Mary Poppins, and the essentials of what it is that we're trying to accomplish. February 10th. The dates of our performances will be April 23rd and 24th. That's when we are set for production. That week, like I said, if you're a part of this, we always encourage everyone, block off that week in April because we're going to practice that week every day. We'll have every day, and then the Wednesday before, we usually like to do a big dress rehearsal to get the kids ready, and it really helps them. But it's going to be a fun week. It's going to be a tense week, but it's gonna be a great time, and so want to make sure those are on your calendar. All right, as stated, we look for grades first grade through 12th grade. If you have any questions about that, please be sure to ask me, let me know. We try to make this a safe place for any child interested in theater. And over the years, I have worked with well over uh, thousands of students, and I don't like to tell students no in the sense of trying something new. And so, if you have a unique situation, reach out to us, let us know, and yeah, we'll try to make that happen and work out. So currently we are at the midway point of our 2025-2026 season. We just went through the best Christmas pageant ever, which was probably collectively our youngest group ever, which was it's about a bunch of misfit kids who have have no history, or for some people maybe no business being in church, but they decide to be a part of the Christmas pageant. And man, having the South End kids represent that, it was very fitting. It was great. I loved it. I loved being able to tell that story. And so now we're going to step up and we're going to do this musical, Mary Poppins, as our spring production. And once again, maybe if you're not on our website to find this video and you need it, this is where you can find it, alethealegacy.com/SEYT. All right. So those who are interested in auditioning, I'm going to jump back real quick. We'll continue on with the handbook, but I want to show you a little bit about how to audition. So when you're at this website, the main website for our page, Southend Youth Theater, and you see register, you see the handbook, you'll see the audition scripts. And we put a little reminder that we want all of our auditions by January 31st. What we're doing this go around is we're requesting all the auditions to be through video submissions. This is unique, but we tried this last year and actually went really well, where half of our auditions were in person, half of them were through video. And just to get our entire team to be a part of this and to make sure everyone has access to be able to um, to to properly submit everything, we're just making everything online this go around. If you do have any questions or need special anything special from me, please send me a message. But when you go over here, click audition scripts. This page has everything that you need. So SEYT, Audition Center, you see Mary Poppins. And right here, this is what we're looking for. We've narrowed it down so that we don't have a bunch of papers floating around or confusion as to what's going on. We have it narrowed down to uh, men or older boys, females or older girls, and children. Basically, you can find a place within all three of these groups. Even if you are not necessarily going for Bert or Mary, if you are an older female, then I'm going to encourage you to audition for the Mary with the Mary script. If you're not going for Bert, please still audition for the Bert script. This is common. If we were to give you guys the dozen different audition forms, it's common to have analysis paralysis, and we're keeping it simple. So don't think that you're necessarily going for Mary when you send in this audition, or that you're necessarily going for Bert, but put your best foot forward and submit your auditions. What we're looking for in general is an your acting. And so when you want the acting script, you'll click this button, and then it'll take you over to the official MTI show where you'll see for Bert, Bert goes back and forth with Jane and Michael. What you're allowed to do is, if you want to send this video in with you talking to like a parent or a friend, that's perfectly fine. Also, if you would like to make this more of a monologue, you can skip the additional lines and just say your character. But parents, we would encourage you to help them out as they are auditioning and making sure they have everything that they need. Going back, then you'll also need the singing. So we have all of the singing videos where it says singing. This will take you directly to a YouTube video. So for example, well, this is an ad here. So let's go ahead and we'll skip that. It'll take you to Jolly Holiday. So Jolly Holiday is the song that we're going to need from Bert. And we even put on there how much you need. So for Bert's part, we just need that first minute and 10. And then just submit that video, and that will give us a good glimpse of what your abilities are. Mary, same thing. You'll click the acting script and it'll take you to the singing, which is Spoonful of Sugar. Now, the children, the child's going to be tempted that whenever they go through the acting scripts, to, you know, pick maybe just one, we'd actually encourage you to add a little bit of versatility and maybe try for both Jane and Michael. Now, I know it's going to be hard for the boys. They probably don't want to be the girl roles, or the girls don't want to be the boy roles, but show a little bit of diversity whenever they're sending in their auditions, so that we can see, a broader scope. And same thing for their song, which is also Jolly Holiday. And their portion is going to be from 1 minute, 10 seconds to 1 minute and 50 seconds. And we're going to encourage them to do both Michael and Jane's part, which is both of the children. There's no key change or anything like that. They just kind of go back and forth. So we're going to ask you just to do all that part so we can get a fuller scope of your audition. And then those who really want to show off their singing chops, what we're going to ask is for you to go for singing Feed the Birds. Feed the Birds is a classic Mary Poppins song. And if you are going for Mary, if you're going for this song, The Bird Woman, or just, more of your skill set is in singing, we would encourage you to sing this song, Feed the Birds, and submit that to us. Now, I understand that some of our students acting, not necessarily acting, I'm sorry, singing is going to be a new challenge. And let me say, as I've worked with so many children over the years, um, my background is first directing and acting, but we have put so many students in positions to succeed in singing, especially those who did not necessarily have a background in singing. My wife will be one of the vocal coaches and will be working with the students. We have a number. I'm thinking of a student right now down in the next city over, and his whole life he said, "I'm not a singer. I'm not a singer." And then here he comes his junior year, and now everyone thinks he's an amazing singer. And so that comes with trying something new. So I would encourage everyone to submit a singing audition, even if their student is not necessarily that interested in the musical side. But if they're not there, but they still want to be a part of it, and they're discouraged because they see themselves more as an actor and not a singer, we can still find a place for them. So go ahead and just send in a video of you or your child with the acting script, and that will be just fine. Just note that if you're a girl and you send in an acting script and nothing, no singing, there is no chance that you could be Mary Poppins. So I just want to be clear on that. But we want to be all things to all people. So please submit that in. And you'll submit all of this into info@alethealegacy.com. Now, I will ask that whenever you click on these YouTube videos, when you submit or I guess record your song, use the tracks here. This track list will take you to SoundCloud where you do not you do not need an account. Let me see. Just on here yesterday. There's no point. There's no problem. I think, yeah, you just gotta punch in your email address and you should be fine. Um, I just had this on here, so it should be fine. But if anyone's having any problems, let me know and we'll make sure that you get the proper track and we'll even send you an MP3 file if need. But for some reason right now it's having me do all this, and so I'm not gonna punch that in. All right, continuing on. Where were we at? Okay, so that's auditions. We would like to have all the auditions by January 31st. And if all else fails, if for some reason you're struggling with the song, uh, SoundCloud, anything like that, then what we're going to do as kind of a Hail Mary for anyone is we will always accept um, you singing a different song. If you feel like a song displays and amplifies your voice in such a way, you're more than welcome to submit that song into us as well. And then just in the email say that you're auditioning for Mary Poppins or whoever. All right, let's continue struggling with seeing this. All right, we're back on. All right. So audition center. All right, continuing on. I've said a little bit about Aletheia Legacy. Feel free, you can check this out yourself. Just what we believe, what's our stance. We have a lot of members who are tied into, homeschool families and the church. And if you're curious about what our background is, I don't go too deep into this or my personal background, but I taught for 10 plus years, working and developing in the Christian school, and teaching Bible, but also teaching the creative arts. And our home ministry is to try to advance that calling. If you're curious about our theological stance, also even our leadership, you know, being in service to the church, myself being a part of different pastoral ministries of the past. your kids are in good hands with what we're trying to accomplish. And so if you're curious about that, feel free to go through our About Lathia Legacy page. I want to brag a little bit on our leaders here. As we said, we're trying to train leaders, and this can only be done when you've gone through this type of program. And so, our three key leaders that we have featuring this upcoming production are all three former students of our programs from the past. Leading this is Miss Mason Holland. Mason, our director. Is currently working on another production with the school that she's teaching at, Beth Haven Christian School. She's getting ready for Seussical. Mason is awesome, a great leader, a student who, not a student, I'm sorry, a teacher who fully understands the student and what the audition process looks like. My favorite story to tell about our director, Miss Mason, is that when she was younger, she was one of those students. She would admit she didn't have a clue. She didn't know what she was going to be doing, and she just took a chance. And the first production she ever auditioned with through my direction, she actually took on the lead, and so she is a great example, I think, for those students who, this is new for them. They don't know where to begin. You're going to be sitting under a great, wise leader who can assist and has been there before. Our assistant director, Miss Jasmine Jordan, she's been with us since the very beginning when we just started doing workshops and classes. Jasmine at the time was over at U of L, and she assisted us and has been a huge cornerstone for really everything that we've kind of built up into this point. And even still, she is a performer. You might find her on Thursdays if you're a fan of wrestling, and she's over at Ohio Valley Wrestling, and so she's pursuing her professional career in wrestling, and she takes the time to be able to help us with a number of things, specialized acting, choreography. We're really happy to have Jasmine Jordan on our team, and then a newbie of sorts, we have Miss Elizabeth Smith, who's going to be our showrunner. Elizabeth has been giving us more and more time utilizing her skill set. She's one of the craftiest creative people that I know. And so excited to have her officially on the team. In the past, she's helped out here and there. And now we're going to have a clear spot for her as our showrunner for this production. And so all three of these leaders have been in your child's shoes before. They understand the audition process. They understand the trying something new, working with a community of people that maybe they've never worked with before. You're going to be in great hands. Out of that, these are the teachers, but kind of behind the scenes leaders that won't be dealing as much with the students, but making sure it all happens. You'll find myself and my wife. My wife is the main person that you, as a parent or guardian, will be dealing with if you got to take care of things such as payment, communication on our GroupMe, which, if you're going to be a part of this, you definitely need to get the GroupMe app. That's our main form of communication. We do have Facebook, we do have emails that go out, but day-to-day questions, anything like that, that goes into the GroupMe. We don't put all of that into our social media for obvious reasons. Kids' personal, you know, we that's more for the public, and we want to make sure that if you do have any questions about anything, that goes through the GroupMe app. Myself, where am I? I like to tell everyone I'm almost like the principal, and you have your other teachers, and I'm just kind of making sure everything else is being taken care of. I take care of all the boring stuff, making sure that the licensing is taken care of. People don't realize this, but to even get a production such as Mary Poppins, I mean, you're automatically looking at a few $1,000s. These things are expensive. You have different fees. You have to rent venue with Valley View, adjusting all the logistics and taking care of everything. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that goes on. And so I am the active producer of this production, as well as the director of the Alethea. So moving on, and as I just stated, in order to do something like this, we have to have uh, uh, all of our finances together. And so we have to have tuition. It is my dream that we were such sponsored in a way to where our students didn't have to pay anything or very, very little in order to be a part of this. But in order to make Southend Youth Theater run, we have to run this like a business, and we have tuition, just like you would for school or any other classes. Uh, I coming into all of this, this was brand new territory for me as myself. Had a background in teaching, not necessarily business, but after we sought out a lot of advice and wisdom and understanding just really what it takes to run a youth program, we've come to the numbers that we have settled on. But the first thing you need to know is that we have to have an absolute budget. So, for example, as stated, in order to get the licensing rights to a big intellectual property such as Mary Poppins. That costs us thousands of dollars. Now, some people will come up and say, well, do you actually need to do Disney? Disney's probably more expensive. Really, anytime you do a musical theater, you're looking at getting rental rights from a Music Theater International or Concord Theatrics, these massive organizations who pretty much run all of the licensing, and they're pretty much the same. It's a lot of money, and they want and need their what's due to them. They created a great intellectual property, and we have to be able to pay um, everything back to them. So before we ever start, we have to immediately be able to take care of our licensing. Beyond that, as stated, we have to pay for venue space every week in which we are at the Southend Youth Theater. We pay for rental space, and we pay for uh, tech leaders to come in and take care of us, help us, assist us, to get the building clean. All of that goes into our overall pricing. Beyond that, our backdrop. Quite a bit of money. You're looking at nearly $1,000. Costumes, the clothes in which we have to wear. Everyone a pop is, nearly 100, if not two or three, for every character. Tech. We have to rent microphones, and sometimes different lighting or different effects. That doesn't all come with the church usage. And so all of these things just cost so much money. So we need to know that we can cover each and every one of these things. And every time we have a student, that student with their costumes and with the tech instantly adds up into more money. So out of this, we have our membership pricing and non-membership pricing. For those who are not members of Aletheia Legacy, maybe you're new and you haven't done this before, or maybe you're just not fully on board with partnering with us just yet at this point in time. It's $350 a semester, which roughly takes you about uh, 20 to $30 a session that you're with us. Actually, I think it is a little bit less, including that week of. This is to be able to take care of everything, and we this will go for the entire semester. So if you pay in full, you don't. There's no other like fees or anything like that. That's everything covered into overall cost. If you are a member, which I'll go a little bit into membership, a little bit in this, a little bit later in this video. We've cut that down and saved you. That's going to cost you 280 a semester. Membership goes for the year, and so a lot of our members, they'll pay for the membership price, banking on doing both productions and ultimately saving quite a bit of money out of that. Now, if this price is just you're like, man, that instantly takes us out of the ball game. What I'll encourage you to do is, in just a few, we're going to go over the sponsorship, scholarships, and financial aid. So that might be a section that you need to hear and be a part of because ultimately we are a ministry. We really do want to see as many kids as possible come through our programs, but we got to be realistic, and we can't go into debt over these productions. The goal for every production, every season is to essentially break even, and any money that we have over might go into the next getting the next set of rights for the next production. Our people are not getting paid or anything like that over this. This is to cover the costs, cover the expenses, and to make sure that our program is in good standing with any and everyone that needs to be, including our insurance. Just another thing that came to my mind. All right. Spring 2026 semester tuition is due no later than January 31st. This is a little bit different if you're paying with cash or check. You just register and let us know that you're going to be coming in with the cash or check during that first production. If you need to make monthly payments, you're like, all right, cool, got this. I just need to break it down into monthly payments. You can do that online. I showed you earlier in this video if you need to rewind. All right, so online monthly payments, we have this in fours. Preferably, we want this in January, as stated with January before January 31st. This makes it easy, so you'll have your January, February, March, and April payment online. It'll automatically subscribe you to that for the next 4 months, and so it'll just take those payments. There is an additional $10 fee, as stated earlier. This is not including tax, but this is just a fee that the online takes for every little bit that comes in. And so this covers that. Okay. I hate hidden fees and when people take your checks and you got to do X, Y, and Z. Um, in order to make all of this happen, we do have to do a little bit of fundraising. In the past, we've done chocolate sales, we've done car washes, and I think I was working with the place once. We did dinner theater. Um, what we're going to do this year is something new, but we tested it this past semester with a handful of our students where we did a popcorn sale. And we're going to have more information about this later, but we are going to ask all of our participants would participate in selling $200 worth of products for this popcorn, snacks, treats. If you have more questions about that, you can send us a message. We'll gladly let you know. We're not going to take a check or anything like that. Some parents have asked, like, okay, what if we can't do this? We try to make this fundraiser happen as much as possible. And what I mean by that is we don't want to put you in a position where you're like, okay, well, I don't have a community or a neighborhood in which, my kids can sell. It's perfectly fine. What we'll do is we will offer up opportunities to where we will connect with the kid, and we have a good relationship with Kroger on Terry and Greenwood, and we'll set aside a day to where our kids can do their fundraising at the Kroger as people are coming in, just in and out, just like Girl Scout cookies. This helps us make our production more scalable for any and everyone. Um, if you just don't want to do that, if you don't want to do that at all, if you don't want to participate with the group in fundraising, there would be a fundraising fee of 100. But we've never had that problem before. Everyone's been able to jump on board. But if for whatever reason you're just like, I'm not interested, I want to bypass all that, I don't want to do the extra work, then that's fine. It'll be a fundraising fee of $100. So as stated, membership. Aletheia Legacy is a growing ministry that's impacting thousands of students nationwide. We have schools in Kentucky, Florida, events in Virginia and Tennessee, South Carolina. This is a growing ministry where we wish to equip as many creatives as possible. We want to serve them and disciple them. And so if you are wanting to partner with us in this mission, then there is a membership of $125 for the year. And so, along with your support and partnership of the ministry for the year, there's a number of different discounts and benefits, especially for those who are local. One, you get access to some of our online resources that are not available to the public. The big thing is the 20% off. Members save 20% on all AL events. A lot of our students double dip within our programs. They'll do two productions in spring and fall, as well as even our art camps that take place in the summer. This saves you 20% on each one of those. Immediately, you would get your money back after you do camp and just the productions. But another big thing is the complimentary tickets. Is when you are a member with us, we're saying, hey, you're partnering with our overall ministry. We're going to give you two complimentary tickets for each show that we are doing. So that includes this production of Mary Poppins. So this is a great way for mom and dad to not have to worry about all that. They're supporting members of a bigger ministry, and they're going to be there and at each and every show. This also allows you to have more access to some of the other things that we're doing in the local area, whether it's in Hardin County or in Louisville. We want to continue to build this community, and so you'll certainly be getting your money back whenever you are a member and you're taking advantage of all of the different offers that we are presenting. Okay, what if you are at a point to where this sounds amazing, but you cannot afford this, and you think this would be a good ministry opportunity for your child? Well, then we want to encourage you to go to our through this QR code and fill out information about potential scholarships. Uh, we do have people who come in and, as a supporter of the ministry, they want to donate and they want to sponsor kids. It's beautiful to see um, how a number of our students can be taken care of because they're just loved by the community and by those who are on board with the mission. And so uh, we will be able to help in whatever ways that we can. This is very much pending on what our donors look like at the season, at a given moment. Sometimes it is okay, we can do so much, but we're going to need you to do X, Y, and Z, maybe with fundraising, additional fundraising. Whatever it is, though, we will get into contact with you. We just need you to fill out the forms, and yeah, we'll be in contact about financial assistance and anything that we can do. At the end of the day, as stated, we are a ministry and we want to be able to serve our families as much as possible, but rightfully so, we have to be able to take care of that said ministry. And that's why we do have fees and whatnot. And so if you are a family who is in need, please, we'd love to assist you. Just be sure to fill this out once you go through the QR code. All right, last but not least, one of the ways in which we can help those who are looking for assistance and to also spread the overall mission of what we're doing is our sponsorships and playbill. Our playbill is covered every year by sponsorships. People will say, okay, well, where's this money going towards? It's going towards the playbills. Playbills cost a lot of money, and so we want you to be able to have a keepsake for the production, to see your child, their name on there, and what position or role that they had. So there's a number of ways that you can be a part of that. One, businesses can sponsor their business. They can take an ad in the playbill. And also families can take an ad in the playbill. We'll get people take a quarter of a page or half page, full page to be able to give a shout out to their child and maybe a baby picture and saying, break a leg or whatever that might be. But this is an opportunity for you to be able to support the kids through sponsorships and the playbills. Now, out of that, we do have opportunities of having a full spread. You even taking on for businesses only, full colored back cover sponsor. We love our students, but we don't want to have just only one kid on the back of the cover of the official playbill. But for businesses, they can be the official playbill sponsor for the front, as well as back opportunities. And here's all we need from you. If you're interested, send us an email at info@lathialegacy.com. And we're also looking for sponsorships for people who want to be a part of it. Of the overall production. If they sign up to be a table sponsor, we will reward them with tickets. There's even $1,000 to be the official sponsor for the night, in which we will acknowledge and reward those who are supporting this production and making it possible. So we're looking for those local businesses and donations for people who are looking to assist. That was a lot, but I hope that this was beneficial. If you have any questions whatsoever, you should be able to find everything on lathialegacy.com/SEYT. We're putting this video on social media. That link should also be there. But definitely send us an email, just a recap of important dates. Auditions and registrations opened yesterday. In 10 days from now, auditions and registrations are due. So we will close that. We need to make sure you have everything in. Then we're going to spend that time for the next 9 days selecting our cast and crew, which I guess I didn't say that, and I need to make that very, very clear. I do not reject people. Uh, Specifically within youth theater. I think that there's a time and place for not everyone can make it, but for what we're trying to do is we will find a place. We are not that big at this point in time to where we have to turn down students. And if we do get that big, well, we're just going to start additional productions and additional programs in order to fit people. As stated, we're more focusing on training and growing the heart of the creative, not necessarily we're trying to make this Broadway level. We have had amazing students come in and out and continue on in their creative ventures. We think that we can still accomplish and train those students all while still providing a safe space for others to be able to develop the skills that they need to be confident, to speak out loud, to state their opinions, to be able to feel comfortable in their own skin. So if you audition and you register, you will be a part of this production. Now, with that being said, there will be only one Mary. There will not be every girl who auditions will get to be Mary. There will be one Mary. There'll be one Bert, and so it is what it is at this point in time. But if you're interested in your child to be able to try something new, even if they have no experience whatsoever, we're going to find a place for them. I'm very pleased. Even this last production of Best Christmas Pageant Ever, we accomplished this goal with a handful of students. Three students come to mind to where they might have had unique needs or they were young or this was just very new for them. So can they try it out? Can they explore it? And the answer is 100% yes. They might not be married at this point in time, but we will definitely find a place for them. First practice, February 10th. Week of the show, April 20th through 24th. Daily practices at that point in time. Normal practices will be on Tuesday, 4 to 6, with additional coaching occasionally after that. Dress rehearsal, April 22nd, and then the two performances, the 23rd and the 24th. And if you're just considering and wondering if you should be a part of this production, scroll through some of these great photos and just see the smiling faces. We would love to see your child be a part of this next production. We are trying to grow our elementary schoolers into solid middle schoolers into talented and skillful high schoolers. And so we are continuing to do more and more with the Southend Youth Theater. So check out our website. Let me know if you have any questions. We'll be happy to serve you. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys on February 10th. You guys are a blessing. Thank you. Bye bye.